Namaste. How are you all? Good? Keeping well? Great. Well, Reshma here, and I'm introducing you to the wonders of waxing, hair waxing, okay? Whether it be your facial hair, your body hair, but how can you get the best out of this service, this treatment? So I'll show you something to introduce you to the world of waxing, to you ladies. And this is what waxing is all about. It's like for your food, you have a microwave to warm it. So for the wax, which is this, we have a special heater and that keeps it warm so that when it goes onto your skin, it stays warm. If it's not warm, then it's going to be difficult to get the wax off. That's why sometimes, depending on the strength of your hairs, it may take a couple of waxes for the therapist to pull it all off. But it stays off for about 6 weeks, between 4 to 6 weeks. Again, it depends on the hair strength. Not all hairs need to be waxed. I have a wax on my arms, on my hands, and it's very fine. It is a protective barrier, fine hairs, but if they're dark and thick, you might want to think about having them waxed off. Because when you wear, obviously, if you've got jewelry, if you're a jewelry fanatic, then it will look more decorative. Okay? But there's nothing really to worry about when you have your wax, because the wax itself is very good and not toxic the way it's made. This one, I love this one because it's got the apricot scent, and I'm an absolute fanatic or fan of apricot scent. So see how it's orange? It's obviously not hot, sorry. But that when it touches your skin, the wax, the senses start to they start to react, and your heart may start to feel this care because of the warm sensation of the wax, and that's perfectly normal. That's a good sign. It's if you don't want your heartbeat to stop, okay, because that will leave you dead. So waxing warms the senses, endorphin, dopamine, all that sort of reactions takes place in the brain, and it sends triggers to the rest of your body. So keep in touch with waxing. If it's your first time, I do some waxing. Just get in touch with me. Actually, I'll put it in the comments below on the waxing services that I offer. And again, I will reiterate that this sort of waxing is not for men. If you are a man watching this, make sure that the therapist applies man related wax. This is not sufficient for your hair. Again, your hair follicles, being a man, is much stronger than a woman's. So this is not going to be sufficient. Okay, therapists, please appreciate learning that again. Karen Lab, if you're a therapist, Karen Lab have male wax available. But do not apply this to a man's skin. You'll get in a lot of trouble, and so will their skin, because it's not going to be as active as the application on a woman's skin. If you're 16 years old and you would like your experience with wax, let your mom sign an approval, like a note if you're away in school. Then the therapist can acknowledge that you've come to her for a wax, okay, and you can have your first wax. But make sure you take that note. Waxing is very famous in India. Here down under, it's just starting to make way, actually. And I enjoy getting waxed. The sensation, the pain sensation doesn't stay for very long. It's a quick pull and all your hairs will be off. But then make sure you don't go out in the sun or avoid the sun as much as you can. The therapist will apply some gel to cool it and keep it that way. When you are home, avoid too much warm water and maybe ice, cool pack. Apply that to your area of wax. Um, Aloe vera gel, keep that handy. That's your best friend for first aid, where first aid is concerned. Aloe vera gel. It's cool and it's soothing and it will nourish your redness. Okay? Um, so it's a beautiful product on your skin. It will leave an oily finish, unlike laser. Laser is far into the future, actually. And laser, though it pulls out hair, it doesn't touch all colored hair, only black hair. If you're white haired, if you're blonde haired, or brown even, it won't attract. The laser beams won't attract the color of your hair. So if you, yeah, even if you're blonde. And it might get boring. I've had laser treatments. I found them to be a bit boring. So I do like my oils to go into the skin. And that's where the oils of wax have my gratitude. And my go-to, if you have hair that you want removed, aside from shaving, it grows back every day and it grows back thicker. If you tweeze it, again, you're probably tweezing 2 to 3 days in between. Threading is a good option for face hair. It's normal to get rashes after threading or waxing, whichever you pick. It's applying your self-care, your gels and oils at home and avoiding hot temperatures, okay? So keep tissues handy, wipe your sweats regularly. So that's the prescription that comes with the waxing treatment. I specifically picked this one because it doesn't contain mineral oil. Some skins are adaptive to mineral oil, but if mineral oil meaning paraffin oil, baby oil, you must avoid the sun at all costs, otherwise it will burn your skin. That will be harsh. So for any mineral oil based treatment, beauty therapists, make sure you tell them aftercare. Wear long pants, long sleeve if you're having your arms done, because there's not many waxes available that have no mineral oil in it. And I've got the one that doesn't. So if you're a therapist looking for one without, this is the one, Lycon Apricot, okay? That's the only one I've seen it in. There's a beautiful range, and I certainly wish that if where the manufacturers are concerned, this is again, it's another hot spot that I found. And I know it has someone's blessings on it. But if the manufacturers can leave out mineral oil, put in another oil, they'll be very good for their sales. Mineral oil is now leaving, it's becoming obsolete, and we're generating things more to date. Okay? Yeah. So if you have any other concerns that you want to reach out and ask, do so. Thank you.